大家好，美文欣赏 Why you should stop being so hard on yourself. Self-criticism can take a toll on our mind and bodies. It's time to ease up. By Shelley Lieberman, May 22nd, 2018. We are our own worst critics. Even heard that one before. Yes, it's a obnoxious cliche, but it's not just a self-help fluff. Evolutionary psychologists have studied our natural negativity bias, which is that instinct in us all that makes negative experience seems more significant than they really are. In other words, we're involved to give more weight to our flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings than our success. Self-criticism can take a toll on our minds and bodies, said Dr. Richard Davidson, founder and director of the Center for Healthy Minds at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he also teach psychology and psychiatry. It can lead to ruminative thoughts that interfere with our productivity, and it can impact our bodies by stimulating inflammatory mechanisms that lead to chronic illness and accelerate aging. But that's not end of story. There are ways around our negativity bias, and it's possible to turn self-criticism into opportunities for learning and personal growth. Really. But first, let's talk about how we got here. Okay, so why are we so hard on ourselves? For one, blame evolution. Basically, beating yourself up for finishing only 3 of the 5 items on your to-do list is going to make you less likely to finish these last 2 items, and yet we are programmed to fall into that pattern. This seems like conflicting. What should I do? If this feel like solution is called self-compassion. Self-compassion, the practice of being kind and understanding to ourselves when confronted with a personal flaws and or failure, according to Dr. Christian Neff, Associate Professor of Psychology in the University of Texas and Austin. Research shows that the number one barrier to self-compassion is fear of being complacent and losing your edge. And as the research shows that's not true, it's just the opposite. Self-compassion can lead to greater achievements than self-criticism. In fact, several studies have shown that self-compassion supports motivation and positive change. Self-compassion lead to greater personal improvement in part through heightened acceptance. Self-compassion spurs positive adjustment in the face of regress. This is, of course, easier said than done, but the core to self-compassion is to avoid getting caught up in our mistakes and obsessing about them until we degrade ourselves, and rather strive to let go of them so we can move on to next productive action from a place of acceptance and clarity, according to experts. When we got caught up in self-referential thinking, the type that happens with rumination, worry, guilt, or self-judgment, is activate self-referential brain networks, says the psychiatric and neuroscientist Dr. Justin Brewer, Director of Research at the Central Mindfulness Associate Professor in Medicine and Psychiatry at University of Massachusetts Medical School. When we let go the mental chat and go easy on ourselves, the same brain region quiet down. That developing approach of self-compassion and willingness to let go starts with practice. So where and how to start? Three steps to self-compassion. First, make choice that you will at least try a new approach to think about yourself. Commit to treating yourself more kindly. Call it letting go of self-judgment, going easier on yourself, practicing self-compassion, or whatever resonates most. To strengthen muscle, Dr. Brewer suggests any type of practice that help us stay in the moment and notice what it feels like to get caught up. So how painful it is compared to being kind to ourselves. One of the most palatable and evidence-based practice for noticing our thoughts and learning to let go is meditation. Try mindfulness meditation, which involves anchoring your attention on the breath as a tool to stay present without getting lost in judgment, stories, and assumptions. You can also interrupt the spiral of negativity self-talk by focusing on your energy on something external than you care about, which can help you establish perspective and a sense of meaning beyond yourself. If you can do things to get yourself out of your head, like going out and volunteering or doing something nice for a family member, these things can help lift the negativity voice that are going in your heads. The second step to self-compassion is to meet your criticism with kindness. If your inner critic said you're lazy and worthless, respond with, you're doing your best, or we all make mistakes. But it's step 3, according to Dr. Brewer. This is the most important if you want to make the shift sustainable in the long term. Make a deliberate, conscious effort to recognize the difference between how you feel when you caught up a self-criticism and how you feel when you can let go it. That's where you start to hack the reward-based learning system. A part of our brain called optofrontal cortex is, according to Dr. Brewer, always looking for the BBO, the bigger, better offer. The bigger BBO, the bigger, better offer, is compares X with Y, and if Y is more pleasurable or less painful, you will learn to go with Y. Think about it this way: how much better might feel is to take a breath than after making mistake, rather than berating ourselves. All you have to do is think of going to a friend. If you said, I'm feeling fat and lazy and I'm not succeed at my job, and your friend said, yeah, you're a loser, just go. Give up now, you are disgusting. How motivating will that be? This is the linchpin of being kinder to ourselves. Practice what it feels like to treat yourself as you may treat a friend. In order to treat in self-abuse for treating in self-abuse for self-compassion, it has to be a regular habit. So next time you are on verge of falling into a shame spiral, think how you pull your friends back from falling and turn that efforts inward. It feel like funny the first time, give it the second, third, and fourth tries. And if you forget on fifth, remember fourth tries a lot better than 0.